When she spoon and like a BB moment, which is like a beautiful black moment. Did we get any of those in this episode?
Black.
We have a chaotic vibe moment of the
chaotic vibe moment. And you're watching Black by Reality.
Black by Baddies.
And those who love us.
Hello, you are watching and are listening to the Black by Reality podcast, a podcast for Black by Baddies and those who love us. It is 2025. We are in the summer. We're in the winter, so much so that it was just the weekend when the South finally got snow for a couple of days. We still have a little residual snow.
Okay, welcome. Welcome to what we know.
I know. And yet we have some pictures and just like that news. And of course that means I'm reunited with my good friend and TV critic at Variety, Aramide Tinubu. Hi,
Hello.
Aramide.
Hey, Nicole. Thanks for having me back. I'm excited to chat.
Okay, for those who were watching us for And Just Like That and hopefully are back or new here, what have you been up to?
Nothing much. I'm a TV critic by trade. So basically watching a ton of television, like gearing up for some of the big guys to come back, like Severance, White Lotus. But you can catch all of my reviews. I think my most recent is American Prime Evil, which is now streaming on Netflix. I gave it a thumbs up. So you should catch it on variety.com.
Very nice. Us at Black by Reality, we've been mostly talking about reality TV, but one of the only. We did Cruel Summer that one time. I don't think we're going to bring it back whenever that comes back.
Is it coming back? That's another query.
I would hope so, actually. I mean, I enjoy the little teen mystery.
Yeah, I wouldn't cross my fingers for that. But maybe,
Yeah. I mean, season 2 ending was wild. But we are here because Entertainment Weekly has a preview of And Just Like That season 3. We have 3 new photos, but mostly we have deets from Michael Patrick King. Just off rip, because I know you have prepared for this as well. What did you think of this interview with Mr. Michael Patrick King?
I thought the interview was cute. It gave very much what he gives, which is not much, a little bit of a sliver of things. But for me, what I did notice was it seems that he's trying to reclaim the show. I think season 2 absolutely went off the rails, and it was because he and his writers were trying to indulge Sex and the City lovers, those of us who have been with the show since it first came out in 98. And I think he realized that was a mistake, maybe a little bit. And he's trying to like smooth over that kind of bumpy road and forge ahead with these women, because season 2 was a hot mess.
It was fun to talk about, though.
Yes, it was.
So the first thing that he says in this interview, which I highly recommend, I will link the interview below to look for yourself. But Michael Patrick King said the phrase for season 3 is new. How are we feeling about this word?
Yes, please. We need new. I think we were stuck in like a Che vortex for the first 2 seasons, and then them bringing back Aidan. Now that both Che and Aidan have hopefully vanished from this storyline, I think we can recenter our girls. We can recenter Carrie and Charlotte and Miranda, and hopefully some of the other girls will get more shine. I know that some other characters have exited. I forget Nicole Parker's character. She's fabulous, and I'm hoping that she gets more screen time and actually like a real storyline, and they can actually say things like abortion and miscarriage and things like that, since this is HBO. Like, I'm not understanding what's happening.
I know. All right. The first thing, this is a little troubling to me that the showrunner said that now Aidan and Carrie, if you remember, they had this discussion after they're finally back together. They were making these plans to live in this new beautiful home. Aidan actually has to focus on his kids. He still needs to finish raising one. So give him 5 years. And Carrie's like, okay. The showrunner said, so what exactly did Carrie agree to? So we wing in this.
I'm hoping that she agreed to nothing, right? Because I get that the boy is troubled and he needs to be a daddy and all this. This is ridiculous. Again, I'm not a parent, so I'll say that, as my piece of caveat.
Mm-hmm.
But he lived in like Pennsylvania, which is an hour and a half away from New York. It's really not far.
No.
It's literally the distance of like Brooklyn in traffic from Harlem. So I just thought the whole thing was preposterous. And for him to pull out, like obviously this is her apartment that she just bought and other things, but for him to pull out, we should have left Aidan where he was back in Sex and the City. Like, really, that's what it all boils down to. So hopefully she agreed to nothing but a new pair of shoes in a new house.
They brought back Aiden, like, they put him in a straitjacket, first of all, and rolled him in for his first in-person appearance. They were like, we are bringing you back whether you want to or not. So he is here to stay. Now, there's a debate. Apparently, King says in the writer's room, what is the agreement they made? What I love is even in the writer's room, there were 6 different versions of what she agreed to. When I knew there was still a gray area, I knew that we had a potential great field to plow and figure out. This is when you are you made a name for yourself so much as a showrunner that you don't have to have a 6-year plan when pitching a show. So every year you guys are going to be like, so what did we just do? Is wild work.
And it shows. It really shows. Like, typically, for those who don't know, when you create a show, you kind of have like a Bible, and that Bible sketches out, I would say, at least 3 to 5 seasons. Like,
Absolutely.
things can change. There are major plot points. Like, I'm sure at the beginning of Insecure, Issa Rae knew that her character Issa and Lawrence would get together in the end. Like, that's what we mean by a Bible. So obviously, I can't think of the actor's name. Excuse me, like my brain is kind of dead today. The actor who plays Hannibal Lecter or Aidan, what is his name?
John Corbett.
John Corbett. We love John, but he's the one who like kind of forced his way into the And Just Like That universe. And they should have obliged him maybe for a cute cameo or something, but for a full-fledged like Valentine, like it was ridiculous. And when you do stupid things, you win stupid prizes, which is why nobody knows what's going on with this.
Apparently, I mean, I like creativity. I want to hear what those 6 options are. I mean, if we get another documentary, please let it just be the writer's room. I want to be in the room where it happens, babes. So is that partially because I'm a screenwriter myself? Yes. But yeah, that was a wild take. So the Carrie Aiden relationship, he says, is dramatic and exciting. He thinks half the fans who do not want Carrie to be in a relationship will be like, enough. The other half will understand that when you love somebody, what comes with them is their family. It's an interesting thing when you have Carrie Bradshaw
If you
and
don't
love
have
figuring
kids,
out.
don't date people with kids.
There's so much later in life, though. Like, I get you. Like, now we're in
Yes.
our 30s. Absolutely. But they're, like, so much older. I'm like, I kind of get where Carrie thinks. Like, they're somewhat grown. So maybe I
Well,
can
the
handle
little
this.
boy is
And
not, and that's the issue. He's still in high school. The small one
he's,
that is having issues.
but that's
Yeah.
still 5 years. And he could still make a microwave dinner on his own. She don't have to play homemaker when she kept cookingware in her oven for years and years.
We want more for Carrie, and we want more for the other girls, including ourselves.
What more do we want for Carrie, honestly?
She has her problems, but we don't want her. What he's doing is he essentially breadcrumbed her, essentially, and now he's putting her in a placeholder. We're not doing that in our 50s. Like, that's crazy.
It's true.
In our 50s?
True. We don't got that much. We got time to waste. She literally saw her husband die. So
I agree. No, like it's a no for me.
We'll see. Maybe another gentleman will come in the mix and we get another love triangle. It's Sex and the City. So a more viable option, maybe.
I want to see the shoes and the fashion this season. And I also appreciate Seema like really kind of going off on her last season? when
Mm-hmm.
they were at the beauty shop and they came out and she was like, listen, like you dropped all your plans for a guy. I would like to see if there's going to be a new romance for Carrie, which she deserves. We all deserve that. A more balanced like portrayal of it versus her as she's done for all the seasons of Sex and the City and previously deep diving in with the man and trying to fit her life into his. Like that's not the way it should be.
Yeah.
Like,
We have we really seen Carrie like date a native New Yorker? Like I don't know if Big was a native New Yorker.
Big gave native New York. I think he was because his mother. Remember,
Okay.
she went to church with it. She stalks him at church, and his mother went to that church. So I'm pretty sure he was. He gives native New Yorker.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what's something new that we can throw her way, but kind of like whatever the opposite Aiden energy is. Do you want to stop and talk about the fashion, or we want to talk about the plot points since you mentioned the fashion?
I mean, like you said, the fashion will come. Like I love it,
But
even
what
if
do
it's
you
gonna
think
be
of
out
the
of
fashion
nowhere.
in these? We got 3
This
pictures
is
here.
this right here, what SJP has on is something only someone like SJP with her figure and like her
Mm.
petite self can pull off. But I love it. Like I'm here for it. I don't know what they got Seema in, child. I'm not here for that at all.
I
It's
love the silhouette that Carrie has on. She has 2 very bold patterns, like a floral cobalt blue pattern on the bottom of her pants, and then a very tight, like uh sleeve
bodysuit.
shirt. Yeah, bodysuit. It probably is a bodysuit, but it's like baby blue and has yellow. It's a clash. We are trying something here. I don't think it's working out well, and I wish we were putting more life into that hair. Carrie was known for her curls and that she's a horse, you know, that needs to run free or whatever that metaphor was.
Yes.
All because
Whatever
of
he
her.
said to her. Yes.
We have this low, sad ponytail, and I don't like it.
I'll give that this is probably her their casual outfits and they're clearly at home.
Yeah.
But I'm not really liking much. Like I like Carrie's pants, but
Mm-hmm.
that's separate from anything else that's happening in this
Mm-hmm.
picture.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the nude on Seema, but the top fit, I wish we cinched that in. Like we're giving body, body, body with Carrie. What's happening with
Exactly.
Seema?
Exactly. It's giving hospital gown.
But also that refrigerator, I like it.
Agree.
And then we got, oh my goodness, we got Nicole Ari Parker and Charlotte. I can't call her Nicole Ari Parker. What's her name
What's her
again?
name? It's like Lisa
Yeah, it's LTW. We call her
LTW. That's her
LTW.
name. Yes.
Now, this is like she's going for something. I feel like they're on the ferry. She has an all orange yellow fit. We have a skirt, I think.
It's giving beaches like her and Charlotte her they're starting in a new remake of Beaches.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte's is like very generic, very much sock hop, like it gives that. I like the color on
Yeah.
Lisa, but that's about like it's too much orange, it's too much going on. I don't like it at all. Actually.
Charlotte looks cute.
Yeah.
Like
Very classic, very 50s.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Have no clue what they're doing, but it's probably something involving their children.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a field trip. I don't know. Let's not be creepy around children this time, guys.
Let us pray.
That was crazy. All right, and then we have our Miranda at the very beginning. Now, Miranda just looks good. They put her in a nice deep sage green, which of course goes well with her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie has the most casual fit at this bar. So yeah.
Yeah, like I have no complaints about either one of their outfits. I just hope that Miranda can be a person again because I don't know what season 2 was.
Well, we left off with her having a new job, working at like it's
a nonprofit. But... Yeah, she's a director of the nonprofit, and she was like dealing with some Gen Zers who thought they had some sort of stance over her, despite her probably having a 30-year career and being a lawyer.
Because she was an intern.
I can't.
And of course, they were actually giving her real work because she's a lawyer.
I adore Gen Z. I think they're absolutely wonderful people.
Yes.
But there is a thing, and they should be paid about paying your dues. Like, you have to pay your dues, and that's all I'll say.
Yes, it's true. So, yeah, it looks like I'm excited about the fashion. Now, he says that Miranda will be moving into a new apartment, so it's giving kind of what Carrie's whole thing was last year.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of new loves and new obstacles for old loves. So Steve's still around. He's gonna go through obstacles because who else is the old loves? We're not getting Che back this season.
No, thank God.
What if they brought back the lesbian though from like season 1?
The one who had a dirty apartment?
No.
That Miranda was dating?
No. Oh, I mean Sex in the City season 1. Remember she had to go to that work dinner and
that was like from like season 1.
I want it. I want to bring back that. I just
they
do.
Could. Yes, I want Miranda to have like, I get it, like Che was her first, like homoerotic love.
Yes.
But it was such a disaster.
It was also pure chaos. It's pure like I'm literally leaving my marriage angst chaos that you probably do need to blow up your life to restart.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want Miranda to find her power lesbians. Like,
I agree.
And I feel like that lesbian, they don't need to like make out or anything, but they could become friends. I know they run in the same circle somewhere.
I mean, speaking about the one with the dirty house that we saw, like she was fabulous when we first met her with the red suit. Like she looked sickening. But that house, like I, as someone who's extremely type A and like Betty homemaker in terms of cleanliness, I almost died as well. Like I could not.
It was gross. I need to rewatch that episode because I just remember, because I'm podcasting now, I just remember where she had to record, so she had like a blanket over for the sound. It's like it's never that serious.
It was awful. It was awful. But one thing I will say about Miranda finding a new home, the piece that I thought was so missed last season was, why didn't Carrie just sell Miranda her apartment? I know she was trying to sell it to the girl downstairs, like a cute, but it didn't. I don't know if she rented it to the girl, that was never clear, or if she sold the apartment to the girl.
Is it two friends though?
My thing is, like, if you're selling it, what sense does it make? Like, what does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, if you're selling it, or if you don't need the money, like, and your friend is going to pay a reasonable market value. Like, Carrie Bradshaw isn't paying New York rent on that. She's been in that since 1990. Her rent is probably $1,000, or she owns it now. She could charge whatever she wants for it. She's, it's probably been paid off. Big probably paid it off for her. So it's just an added source of income.
True. Yeah, I'm excited to see. Where do you think Miranda, what neighborhood in this stage of life, is she going to be in the Village?
She'll definitely be back in Manhattan. I think that, Brady's old enough to go between. He'll probably actually just stay with Steve at their old house. But I think for her job and her friends are all in Manhattan. I could see her in the West Village. I could see her Upper East, Upper West.
She's a chameleon. She can fit in anywhere.
Exactly. So, I just thought it was a missed opportunity for them not to, because we still want to see that iconic apartment.
Yes, we do.
It was a missed opportunity, in my opinion.
Well, we're bringing back a lot of more familiar things, but before we'll get to the rest of the storylines that were teased, Seema, okay? Her man is he left to go do that big old movie. He'll come back eventually. So he said that she's finding her footing with her new beau. I guess he's going to be back, Ravi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I don't know what kind of curveballs they're going to throw Seema's way, because Seema's like, she feels like the fresh new start. Like she was single, not divorced, not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I kind of didn't like Ravi's introductions. Like, I feel like for Seema, who's someone who is like Samantha in some ways, but wants the kind of partner that Charlotte always coveted. I just thought it could have been more Cinderella-esque, and maybe that's my own like he just didn't give sweeping her off her feet.
Agreed.
And I was like, so maybe we can do a little bit of a reset there, and maybe his little movie will blow up or will be done or whatever the case may be, and he
His
can
little
focus.
movie.
He can focus on that relationship. But I mean, that's a hectic schedule, child. Like, and as busy as she is, that's a whole different.
She wants someone there with her. Like,
Exactly.
What's the point after all these years she's waited and he's going to be traveling every few years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to get rid of Ravi. Honestly, the only thing I remember of Ravi is obviously when they were when she was showing that really nice place. The introduction was pretty good, and we had a cameo in that. And then after that, I just picture them smoking cigarettes in bed. That's literally all they did.
He didn't give romance. He didn't give. When Lorelai came home at the end of season 1 of Gilmore Girls, or was she at her inn or wherever, and Max filled her place up with like it didn't give that. And Max wasn't nothing but no teacher. This man has money.
Yep.
It's not giving.
It's not giving. It's not giving. So we'll see what that breakup's gonna be like. We're already done with Ravi. And then Michael Patrick King addresses the people we're not going to see again, which is Che Diaz and Naya, played by Karen Pittman. She's just too busy over at the morning show, y'all.
I love Karen Pittman. I think she's absolutely exquisite, but they were doing nothing with her. Like, nothing. Like, her only role was to give Miranda a home. Is this slavery?
Give Miranda a home, but she also had 2 songs.
Okay. See, okay. I now remember why that season 2 had me messed up. How do you bring in Gary Dourdan, who I've been in love with since I was a child, in the Janet Jackson video? Okay, you bring in, and that's who honestly they should give Seema. Like, you bring in Gary, a chef, a black man who hasn't aged in 40 years. And you do nothing?
Nothing but like running.
Honestly, they should have canceled the show then. That upset me so bad.
No, we're gonna ride this until the wheels fall off.
Why? We saw him, I think, in the opener and in the season finale.
Yeah, that was wild. That was a long break. I was like, what are we doing? So, Michael Patrick King says Che and Naya are still on the same island, but you don't see them. He also likened it of like, it's like life. You're good friends with people in New York, and then you never see them for 3 years. As you are living in New York, is that accurate?
No. But, I mean, maybe if they're like your acquaintances or those people that and they're not really your people, you don't vibe with them. So you say, oh, sure, we'll meet up. And then like you avoid them like the bubonic plague. But your real friends, no, that isn't. Like, Miranda literally lived with her.
Yeah. I mean, there's some roommates I don't talk to anymore, but that's like, she was friends before they became
right, and it was a temporary solution. It wasn't like they just met because they're roommates.
Yeah, but you try to make that work. We are gonna get some new characters. Rosie O'Donnell is coming in. Rosie is absolutely doing something gay with Miranda.
I love Rosie. She popped up at the end of it was the Stars show called Run the World. It's over now, but I loved her in that. She was their therapist, I think, like the friend's therapist.
Really?
But I always enjoy seeing her.
I want to start that.
I don't want anything to be gimmicky. Like, I feel like so much of it just like that has been like gimmicky, and it's just like we already don't have Samantha. Like, let's lose the gimmicks.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, I just hope all those gay men that are behind this show actually starts hanging out with lesbians in their age bracket and see what they're up to. And that would help. Just a little bit. The lesbians be doing stuff, okay? You can't just avoid them. Sherry O'Teary, McCad Brooks, Jonathan Cake, Logan Marshall Green. All those people are coming in. I honestly don't recognize those.
I know McCad. He's beautiful.
Ooh, so that's giving love interest?
It could be he's younger than them, but he could be a love
Oh,
interest
Desperate
for
Housewives.
he could be a love interest for Carrie. He's just like I think he's in his 40s, so
But
he
he's
could be like a hot.
black.
Yeah, that's why I know him.
I don't see Carrie. You see Carrie dating a black man
I
now
mean,
in this stage
it's
of the
been
game?
30 years. It's been 30 years. Why not? She done tried every man else. Like they ain't work.
Okay, we'll see how that
Why
works.
not mix
We'll see.
things up
I'm trying to
midlife?
think.
Unless Lisa leaves her husband, which her husband needs a. He was annoying. I don't. But
Her husband sucks, Herbert. I know his name just because I feel like I cussed out Herbert every episode.
he was
I
horrible.
hope she does have a little tantalizing. She don't need to pull a Miranda in season 1, but just a little, oh yeah, I'm that bitch. I'm that girl. And there's
And
other
I agree. I also don't want to see anybody's kids. Like they lost
yo, what they
me.
did with Brady and that little girl, and we still don't have concrete answers. I don't know if we ever will. Like,
And he is too much. He's older than her, but like quite a
yes.
bit. That
Yes.
was weird when Lisa's son had his little girlfriend in her closet. Like, what? In a black home?
Never again. Never
Trying
again.
on her purse?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I want less weird stuff. Like if it makes sense and it furthers the adult characters who we already love and care for, their story.
Mm-hmm.
Like Charlotte having a non-binary child is interesting. Charlotte
Right.
having Lily, and still Lily now becoming like Lily's still kind of like Charlotte. She like plays piano, she seems pretty prissy and stuff, but it's still like I don't
Gen
know.
Z.
It's like there's still going to be differences there, which is interesting. Brady, if
Send
he
him to
talks,
college. I don't want to see him no more. I
yeah,
don't.
it's just weird. He needs to go to school.
Tell him to go to USC. He can come home on Thanksgiving. I don't.
I hope that's actually what he needs to do in this next season. He needs
Yes.
to figure out what he wants to do and give Miranda less of a heart attack and then go and study because she's a lawyer.
Like do or whatever, go woodworking. I don't know what you want to do, but this attitude
Or
and stuff. This is why I don't have kids.
or learn business. Your daddy is a business owner in New York.
And his bar has survived like 20 years at this point.
It survived the pandemic, apparently. Like,
I don't know why he wasn't washing dishes in the bar to begin with.
Truly, he
What
should
is
have.
going on, parents?
In New York, they start them kids early. He should have been a busboy since high school and worked
Listen, he
his
can
way up.
wipe down the counter. I know he can't serve, but he can serve the bar snacks.
Sure. Child. So we need these kids to get together and then less of them in season 3. He did not mention anything about the kids. So
good.
Yeah.
Hated
And then he did mention a little bit about we're still gonna have our gay story. Because remember, we have a couple, and
I liked that. That was cute.
It was so cute because he didn't do commitment for a while, and he's still healing from. Well, I guess they're divorced. I don't know if they're officially divorced or separated, but rest in peace. Our man's is in Japan now. He gave us a kimono.
A ridiculous way. I realized that the actor passed away, which is very horrible. But the way they wrapped that storyline was ridiculous.
It was interesting. I'm a fan of the Fast and Furious franchise. And the fact that our man's still alive in that franchise and how they play around with that, they're like, oh, he sent his friend over here. Oh, look at that car. He's driving that car away. If I can get on board with that, I can get on board that my man is in Japan.
I guess so. I guess.
That's the fun part of TV,
That's
honestly.
true. That's the movie magic.
Yes. Kill big, don't kill the ones that we love, even if they're gone in real life. We are going to get Aiden's ex-wife again, apparently, Kathy.
Oh.
Yes.
I think that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't want Carrie to be with Aidan. I'm so sorry. Like,
it looks like we're going to make it work because we are co-parenting.
imagine co-parenting in your 50s for the first time. Like, please get somebody else to do it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm just crazy, but like at that point, like you said, sure, people have children, but like let them be 20 plus. Please.
Please. And I think it's very interesting that Kristen Shaw is gonna appear somewhere. Love her. And Patti LuPone.
Love Patti. I will also say, so are we completely done with that podcast? Because remember, they had, thank God.
They closed that down.
That was horrific. Like, the podcast itself wasn't bad, but then they, like, tried to have the poor girl do, was that the first season or the second season where they had her dressing Carrie for the Met Gala?
Oh,
remember
yeah.
that?
I think it was first. No, we did season 2. It was season 2.
Awful.
Yeah.
0 star. Because she could have worn anything in her closet.
Truly. Like, it would have been a moment. She could have done anything. But yeah, so that's about it. And the last big nugget, which I don't know if you care about or not, narration. Carrie's narration is going to be back.
I love that. Like, the narration. Okay, so the narration was in the first season only, the full narration, I think. The first season of Sex and the City. Then you got her, like, written, like, voiceovers of her writing.
Right.
I don't know that a full narration is needed, because that's why they took it away after season 1 of Sex and the City back in 98. But I do miss her inner thoughts. Like, I love the end when you see her typing. Like, I miss her column. And I think there's a way for her to get back to that. And I also thought it was stupid how she wouldn't do the ad for, like, vaginal dryness or whatever. Like, that was dumb, because Carrie's not a prude like that. Like, it just,
she's not a well, yes, she is.
Well, yeah,
but we just talked about this last
she's a prude, but she's not. Like, it just seemed like a ridiculous, like, hill to die on, in my opinion.
It was an ego thing for sure, and especially if she's like Sex and the City. But I like, she is a fashion girly. Like, she could get better sponsorships than that. Yeah. And at the end of last season, yes, she was working a lot on her book, but if we remember, she also linked up with her old boss from Vogue, and she has the newsletter, I think, that she's doing.
Okay.
And they didn't say whether she's coming back, but I would assume so. So that'll be very interesting to be like, I don't know if she's gonna get some more deals.
Literally anything. Like, I didn't even mind the podcast, but it didn't need to be what it was. Like, the 4 of them or 3 of them together was ridiculous. That was not a winning trio.
Yeah, I think the podcast is just done. Like, they gave us an audiobook, and now we're probably transitioning back to writing fully. So
it's a hard world, but we try to make a living the best that we can. And also, she doesn't need money. Like, she has big money. Like, she can live off of like an $80,000 salary or something. Like, she doesn't need. She's not going to make what she was making in the 90s, obviously.
But yeah, she doesn't need money, but she does need something to do.
Please.
For sure. So, I don't know. How are you feeling? Are you excited, curious? What's the feels?
I mean, excited is not the word. However, in this time of peril that we're about to enter, I will take any delusions that I can get. So I will be watching it every week and hate watching it with you guys, with my girlfriends, like my other girlfriends. Like, I will be delusional for the next 4 years, as you should too.
Yes, I am excited. I have watched so much worse stuff. I will be absolutely okay to see what Miranda's gay ass is going to do next, and everyone else. I'm really excited, and I'm excited. I want very good looking men, some characters I can start really wanting to hold on to. I wanted to hold on to Che because it's Sarah Ramirez, for one, an icon. And yeah, and like it just meant like Miranda's like queerness. But like yes, I know so much of the execution was bad. So let's now evolve. We have
Yes.
2 seasons under our belt now, guys.
We should be rejiggering. Like, again, love Sarah or Sarah. I'm not sure how they pronounce their name, but Che was one of the worst characters I've ever. It was horrific.
Yes.
And no fault of the actor. But I also think that, like, sure, people have problems and issues, and that's part of Sex and the City. Can we get some high quality adult people?
Yes.
Give the 30-year-old girl some hope. Like, we need hope. Like, we can't be experiencing the same chaos in 20 years.
Yeah. I think they just really tried to go weirdly, and just like that, is that about a different part of these women's lives. I think weirdly season 1 was like, and we're bringing Sex and the City into the new age. So we're talking about podcasts. We're talking about freaking comedy has been around for so long, and yet those writers wrote Comedy Concert. I know those New York writers go to freaking comedy bars.
The Comedy Cellar, like it's just a stand up.
What are you talking about right now? So I don't know what was going on there, but like maybe instead of a comedian that's still trying to figure it out and get a pilot going, have a talk show host, a funny late night talk show host.
A fashion, like I even like the girl who lived under Carrie, who she sold her apartment to. But the only thing we saw was that she stupidly left her gold in the middle of Bryant Park.
Look, the Bryant Park robbery was wild. And then isn't that the first time someone said COVID or something?
I don't know what was going on. It was ridiculous. I would have even liked them to have more of a relationship. Like, I thought that was interesting as someone who's in my 30s. Like, I have a couple of like younger girls who are in my industry that like try to, like, I don't want to say I'm a mentor because like, who am I? But like, we do have connections. It's more like a big sister.
An amazing TV critic.
Oh, thank you. But it's like a big sister. Like, I wanted to see that big sister, not auntie, but big sister relationship cultivated. I thought that would have been really cool to see like a generational difference. And we saw it a little bit, but it never went anywhere.
Yeah, I hope maybe in season 3 we get maybe a little bit more. Also, I need we can never repeat what happened with Jennifer Hudson in that movie. But I do think if Carrie's going forward with her own brand, this newsletter or whatever, she needs an assistant or something. And what does that look like?
Please.
What's Carrie as a boss, you know?
Agree. That would be very helpful. Or even like can we get an interior decorator who's doing her home? Because like she always gave fashion, but her house always gave like, here's a chair from Aidan.
Very
and
true.
A laptop. Which
and I kind of love that.
Which, yes, she did. And that's the thing. She spent time at home, but the city was her home. Like, it wasn't this apartment, which I appreciated. But I think seeing her with the funds to do it and the time to do it, like her really, and she did it a bit with the house that Big bought for her with the closet. And I think they got rid of that one and whatever. I would like to see her decorate her home. Like, I think that would be really cool.
For sure. And she has a cat now, right?
I think so. Isn't the cat the Shoe is the cat?
Yes. So yeah, she a mother.
Yes.
And more than
like all the girls. Like who else we need?
Yeah.
So we'll see, child. I will be watching. Like I said, I need as much delusion and escapism as I can take. But
for sure,
let's get it back where it needs to be.
Right. Do we have a date?
Not yet. I'm assuming it's going to give March through June release. Is what I'm assuming.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. Yeah. Until then, where we can come back and recap and have guests on to talk about this, where can people follow you, Aramide?
You can follow me on the threads and on Instagram, A Word with Aramide. I'm also A Word with Aramide on the Clock app, but I don't know.
It's going.
And I don't be on there anyway. I'll be on there if it survives, but a poor millennial, I can only do so much. Like,
Truly, everyone's talking about that red note. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing that.
I do what I can, but I don't.
Good luck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm your host, Nicole Weaver. I am continuing my recap of The Traitors season 3. It's a very fun. Bob the drag queen is pissing
Love Bob.
everyone off
Sickening.
on that show.
Sickening. I love Bob.
I love Bob too. I have a crush on Bob. Silence.
I'm like, sure. Love them.
That's what Jordan's reaction is. But Bob is pansexual. So
Bob is sickening. Like,
yeah.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we are basically holding tight until anything else. Actually, I am going to start talking about Singles Inferno because I've been loving that show, and it's back, and it's messy, and it's fun. They had this one guy, he's walking up to the other singles, and he's like, yo, and all of them are like, oh, it's a Korean show. They're like, what ghetto mess is this? Yo, what? And these men are like bowing back to him. And it took a while, but he finally was like, yeah, I'm an actor. I've been living in New York City. It shows.
Oh, okay.
And he's just jump scaring all of the hoes. So I love that. I love that energy.
Love it.
So you can please subscribe to Black by Reality, follow across all socials, and hang tight for when we come back to talk about more about And Just Like That. Leave in the comments of what you're hoping for or hoping not to see. Are you excited about this narration coming back? Oh, yeah, I want to know. So that's it, guys. I hope you feel visible and stay visible today. Bye.
Bye.